Now to the next type, form a quadratic equation whose roots are 1 and 2. Now we know that a quadratic equation can be formed by using x square minus sx plus p is equal to 0, where s is the sum of roots and p is the product of roots. Now in this case, the two roots are given as 1 and 2. So the sum of roots is 3 and the product of roots is 2. So the quadratic equation will be x square minus 3x plus 2 is equal to 0. Now to the next problem. Without solving, comment upon the nature of the roots. Given equation is 7x square minus 9x plus 2 is equal to 0. Now we compare this with ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. We get a is equal to 7, b is equal to minus 9 and c is equal to 2. We will find the discriminant, that is b square minus 4ac, which is equal to minus 9 the whole square minus 4 into 7 into 2, that is we get 81 minus 56, which is equal to 25. So in this case, the discriminant is a perfect square. So what will the roots be? The roots will be rational and unequal. Now to the next sum of the same type, x square plus 2 root 3x minus 9 is equal to 0. We want to tell the nature of the root over here. Now we compare this with ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. We get a is equal to 1, b is equal to 2 root 3 and c is equal to minus 9. We will find the discriminant b square minus 4ac, which is 2 root 3 the whole square minus 4 into 1 into minus 9. Now 2 root 3 the whole square will be 4 into 3, that is 12, plus 36, which is equal to 48. Now 48 is not a perfect square. So, since b square minus 4ac is not a perfect square, the roots are irrational and unequal. Now to the next problem. If one root of the quadratic equation 3x square minus ax minus 4 is equal to 0 is 2, find a and the other root. Now here we are given the quadratic equation in terms of a, which we need to find. And we also given that 2 is a root of the equation. That is, 2 satisfies the equation. So we substitute x as 2 and equate it to 0. We get 3 into 2 square minus a into 2 minus 4 is equal to 0. That is, 3 into 2 square gives us 4. 4 into 3, 12 minus 2a minus 4 is equal to 0. That is 8 minus 2a is equal to 0. So 8 is equal to 2a. That is a is equal to 8 upon 2, which is 4. So the quadratic equation becomes 3x square minus 4x minus 4 is equal to 0. Now we are given the first root as 2. We want to find the other root. Let the other root be beta. Now we know that sum of the roots is minus b upon a. So we write this as 2 plus beta is equal to, now in this case, what is b? B is minus 4 and a is 3 and c is minus 4. So we write minus b upon a as minus of minus 4 upon 3, which gives us 4 upon 3. So we have 2 plus beta is equal to 4 upon 3. Cross multiply. 6 plus 3 beta is equal to 4. That is 3 beta is equal to minus 2. So beta is equal to minus 2 upon 3. So the other root is minus 2 upon 3. We could have also found out the other root using product of roots is equal to c upon a. Here's our next problem. Find the values of k such that the equation kx square minus 5x plus k is equal to 0 has equal roots. Now first of all, we compare this with the standard quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. We get a is equal to k, b is equal to minus 5 and c is equal to k. Now we want that the roots should be equal. When will the roots be equal? If b square minus 4ac is equal to 0. So we find b square minus 4ac as minus 5 the whole square minus 4 into k equated to 0. Simplify to get 25 minus 4k square is equal to 0. That is 25 is equal to 4k square. So k is equal to 25 upon 4 under root. So we get k is equal to plus or minus 5 upon 2. Let's look at our next problem. Find the value of alpha such that the quadratic equation alpha minus 12x square plus 2 into alpha minus 12x plus 2 is equal to 0 has equal roots. Now first of all, we compare this with the standard quadratic equation and get a is equal to alpha minus 12, b is equal to 2 into alpha minus 12 and c is equal to 2. Now we want that the roots are equal. The roots will be equal if the discriminant, that is b square minus 4ac is equal to 0. We find b square minus 4ac as 2 into alpha minus 12 the whole square minus 4 into alpha minus 12 into 2 and equated to 0. Now we simplify this as 2 square will give us 4 and alpha minus 12 the whole square minus 8 into alpha minus 12 is equal to 0. Now from these two terms we have alpha minus 12 common and also 4 is common. So we get 4 into alpha minus 12 bracket alpha minus 12 minus 2 is equal to 0. So either alpha minus 12 is 0 or the bracket is equal to 0. Now if alpha minus 12 is 0, we get alpha is equal to 12, or in the bracket we have alpha minus 14, that is equal to 0, that is alpha is equal to 14. But if alpha is equal to 12, that is alpha minus 12 is 0, then in that case our quadratic equation, the first term a will be 0. So it won't be a quadratic equation anymore. So alpha is equal to 12 is not possible. That is alpha is 14. Next problem, find whether the quadratic equation x square minus x plus 2 is equal to 0 has real roots or not. If yes, find the roots. Now when will this quadratic equation have real roots? If b square minus 4ac is greater than or equal to 0. To do this, we compare the given equation with the standard quadratic equation to get a as 1, b as minus 1 and c as 2. So the discriminant b square minus 4ac will be minus 1 square minus 4 into 1 into 2, which equals 1 minus 8, that is minus 7. So here the discriminant is negative, that is it is less than 0. So the roots will be not real. So since it does not have real roots, we cannot find out the other roots. Now let us look at this topic from the board point of view. This topic carries 3 to 5 marks in the ICSE board examination. There is one question based on this topic either in section A or section B. Now let's analyze where can you lose marks in this topic. Always mention the formula whenever you are solving a quadratic equation by formula method. Second point, remember to write minus b and also remember to write the denominator as 2a in the formula. Now the third point here would be read the question carefully, that is see what is given to you. Leave the answer in radical form or write the answer correct to 2 decimal places, 3 decimal places or to 2 significant figures and so on. Then always mention the solution set. No short forms such as SS or solve set will be accepted. Now let's solve some board problems. We start with the March 2004 board question, which is solve the equation 3x square minus x minus 7 is equal to 0. Write your answer correct to 2 decimal places. Now the given quadratic equation is 3x square minus x minus 7 is equal to 0. We compare this with the standard quadratic equation to get a as 3, b as minus 1 and c as minus 7. Now we substitute these values of a, b and c in the formula for the roots. We get x is equal to minus of minus 1 plus or minus root minus 1 the whole square minus 4 into 3 into minus 7 upon 2 into 3, which is simplified as 1 plus or minus root 1. Now that minus 4ac term becomes plus 84. So in the root we have 1 plus 84, that is root 85. So our next step is 1 plus or minus root 85 upon 6. Now we want the square root of 85. We will see that from the log tables, which is 9.2195. So we have 1 plus 9.2195 upon 6 and 1 minus 9.2195 upon 6. Now we simplify this as 10.2195 upon 6 or minus 8.2195 upon 6. Now divide this, we get 1.703 or minus 1.369. So the solution set becomes minus 1.37, 1.70. Now to the next board problem, which is March 2006 board question. Solve the equation 2x minus 1 upon x is equal to 7. Write your answer correct to 2 decimal places. Now first of all, we will take the LCM throughout as x. We get 2x square minus 1 is equal to 7x. Take 7x to the other side. We have 2x square minus 7x minus 1 is equal to 0. Now we compare this with the standard quadratic equation to get a as 2, b as minus 7 and c as minus 1. Now we substitute these values of a, b and c in the formula to find the roots. We get minus of minus 7 plus or minus root minus 7 square minus 4 into 2 into minus 1 upon 2 into 2. On simplification we get minus of minus 7 gives us plus 7. So we have 7 plus or minus in the root we have 7 square with minus sign. Minus 7 the whole square will give us 49. And that minus 4ac term becomes plus 8. So in the root we have 49 plus 8. The denominator will be 4. Now this is simplified further as 7 plus or minus root 57 upon 4. Now we want the square root of 57. We will look into the log tables. Square root of 57 is 7.55. So we write the next step as 7 plus 7.55 upon 4 or 7 minus 7.55 upon 4, which is equal to 14.55 upon 4 or minus 0.55 upon 4. Now divide this, we get 3.6375 or minus 0.137. Now we round off this to two decimal places as 3.64 or minus 0.14. So the solution set will be minus 0.14, comma 3.64. This is correct to two decimal places. Now to the next problem. This is March 2008 board question. Solve 5x into x plus 2 equal to 3. Write your answer correct to two decimal places. We first simplify the given equation as 5x square plus 10x minus 3 is equal to 0. Now we compare this with the standard quadratic equation to get a is equal to 5, b is equal to 10 and c is equal to minus 3. Now we know the formula to find the roots, which is x is equal to minus b plus or minus root b square minus 4ac upon 2a. We substitute the values of a, b and c in this formula to get x is equal to minus 10 plus or minus root 10 square minus 4 into 5 into minus 3 upon 2 into 5, which is equal to minus 10 plus or minus, in the root we have 10 square is 100 and minus 4 into 5 minus 20 into minus 3 gives us plus 60. So in the root we have 100 plus 60, which is 160. So the next step is minus 10 plus or minus root 160 upon 10, which is equal to minus 10 plus or minus root. Now 160 we will write as 16 into 10. Now we remove 16 outside the root sign, it becomes 4. So we have minus 10 plus or minus 4 root 10 upon 10. Now from the numerator we can remove 2 common. We are left with 5 plus or minus 2 root 10 upon 10. Now cancel 2 and 10. We are left with 5 in the denominator. So the next step becomes 5 plus or minus 2 root 10 upon 5. Now root 10 we need to substitute the value that we'll be seeing from the log tables. It is 3.162. Multiply that by 2, we get 6.324. So the next step is 5 plus or minus 6.324 upon 5, which is equal to 5 plus 6.324 upon 5 or 5 minus 6.324 upon 5. We simplify this to get 11.324 upon 5 or minus 1.324 upon 5. Now divide this to get 2.2648 or minus 0.2648. Now we round this off to two decimal places as 2.26 or minus 0.26. So the solution set will be minus 0.26, comma 2.26. Now to the next segment of this topic, which is the brain map. We have now seen what is a quadratic equation, how to solve a quadratic equation by factorization method and by formula method, how to form a quadratic equation, and also we have seen the nature of the roots. Now what is a quadratic equation? An equation of the form ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, where a not equal to 0 and a, b, c are real numbers, is called a quadratic equation. Now how to solve by factorization method? That can be done by splitting the middle term, that is by trinomial factorization. Now how to solve the quadratic equation by formula method? We've seen the formula x is equal to minus b plus or minus root b square minus 4ac upon 2a. Next is how to form a quadratic equation. A quadratic equation can be formed as x square minus sx plus p is equal to 0, where s is the sum of roots and p is the product of roots. Then nature of roots. The nature of roots will depend on the value of the discriminant. That is, the roots could be real, not real, equal, unequal, depending what the discriminant is.